Still trying to find the perfect bite in Nashville? So are we. Hey folks, welcome to the Down the Road Travel Channel. My name is Will Van Winkle. Last year I did a Nashville Eats episode trying to find great independent restaurants with fair prices. And now I'm doing a sequel. So many restaurants here are either chains or a little too high priced, especially with low salaries, high cost of living, and lack of reliable public transportation in the city. So I'm always on the lookout for a good place to eat that won't break the bank, and my wife Dana is still searching for great Indian food after her experiences in Germany trying a cuisine she thought she didn't like. And that leads us to our first review, Sindoor. It's boasting to be Indian by nature. It's located at 457 Donaldson Pike in Nashville, Tennessee. It's an unassuming place with decent food at a price that really isn't all that bad. Create your own bowl based on menu offerings for about what you expect to pay for, say, a McDonald's value menu these days. Sure, with that you get a drink, but you can get water to save money or splurge and buy whatever you like. The food is much fresher, healthier, and it's worth the trip. Dana got a Goan curry, and I had a tikka masala, and neither of us were disappointed. The decor is nice and relaxing. The overall mood feels more like a higher-end place than it is, until you go outside and you see the smoke shop next door and Jimmy John's next to that. The restaurant itself is great. The food was great. The people were very nice. The area was a little questionable. And keeping on that trend and still looking at Indian food, we made our way over to Goodlettsville, Madison area to Green Chili. Now, to me, this sounds like it should be a Thai restaurant. It is an Indian restaurant, and it is hidden away at 707 Rivergate Parkway in Goodlettsville. It's a little more difficult to find. So it's almost directly under the I-65 bridge next to an Indian market. So, just kind of keep your eyes out because I almost passed it. Actually, depending on what direction you're coming from, if you've gone past that bridge, you've missed the restaurant. And it, as I said, is almost directly underneath there. So you really keep your eyes open. Walking in, it has an entirely different atmosphere than Sindoor. It's much larger, but the dining area is confined to a fraction of the restaurant. Children's toys occupy the portion of the building not used for guests. Dining experience anyway, and the food was outstanding. It felt like it was made for the family, and even though both places are good, I feel like Green Chili is actually a little more authentic because of your surroundings, like within the restaurant itself. I had a chicken biryani, and they pushed for bone-in, which I tried, and I wasn't disappointed. It's going to give it a little bit more flavor. I believe Dana had the chicken vindaloo, and of course we had some naan, and again, no complaints. Here the prices are a bit higher at an average of $19 per meal than the specials at Sindoor, but being closer to where we live, we felt it was still a good price. So if you're close by or you're willing to drive a little bit, be sure to stop in there. Looking for a good burger? Well, stay away from Melrose and Mount Juliet. There are several locations in the Nashville area, and I had been to the one at 4408 Charlotte Pike. It was great, so I decided to check out the one at 401 South Mount Juliet Road because it was closer and easier to get to than the other one I had visited. Well, that was a mistake. It was still cold outside when we went there. It was probably end of February. About 36 degrees outside. It might have been 50 inside. People were wearing big, puffy winter coats at the table. The manager, who's walking around the restaurant, failed to notice the tables full of uncomfortable guests. We asked the server to say something, as did other tables. No adjustments were made. No manager came to speak to anyone. And with the temperature inside being so cold, that also meant the food didn't stay warm long. We got there around 11. They had a special brunch menu. So I ordered the Good Morning Burger, which comes with a fried egg. Cold, sunny side up egg. that nice coagulated yolk. I'm still getting over it. Dana had the SEC sandwich. It's basically a burger with breakfast sausage instead of beef. Same issue. Got cold very quickly. Here I have no pictures of the food because I was sitting on my hands trying to stay warm until it arrived. And once it did get there, trying in vain to eat before everything got cold. Obviously, it did not work. The overall experience was bad. The waitress was indifferent until we said it was cold, and then she came back. She became friendly, probably hoping that if customers complained, something would be done, or if she acted like she cared, she'd get a bigger tip. I'm not sure which one it was. The food, had it not been super cold, may have been as good as the Charlotte Pike location, but I'm even doubting that. There were so many TVs on that it was difficult to have a conversation. I'll definitely not be back to the Mount Juliet ML Rose location. Let me know if you have a better experience. It has been a couple months since I've been there, but let me know if you have a better experience in the comments below. Along with our continued search for great Indian food is a long search for good Mexican food. Here, both attempts to find that are in Hendersonville. First off, we have Jose's. It's kind of a newer place. We tried it before. I ordered a chicken quesadilla that came out literally just a tortilla folded over with a little chicken inside. No sour cream, no guacamole, and get this, there wasn't even much cheese in it. Now, I don't speak Spanish, but having grown up in Texas, I believe the queso part of the quesadilla is derived from queso, which is Spanish for cheese, making that the main ingredient. Well, it was new. So maybe it was just growing pains. So about a year later, we returned to 1050 Glenbrook Way, Suite 320 in Hendersonville. And guess what? It still sucked. Forget the terrible service. Forget the loud sports bar-like atmosphere. Let's start with the stale chips and bland salsa. Or better yet, let's not. This time we opted for combo fajitas. Again, very bland, but at least we had some condiments with it. Guacamole and sour cream, and of course the salsa that came on the table. Now here's where I run into an issue with every Mexican restaurant that I have been in the greater Nashville area. The meat looks like leftover scraps from whatever else they may have cooked and had to trim some stuff away. It's obvious that all these places are ordering the same subpar meat already cut and seasoned by a distributor because they all taste exactly the same. So the search is going to continue here. It's going to bring us to El Mezcal at 230 New Shackle Island Road. Again, Hendersonville. Same issue. We ordered the fajitas. We got the exact same flavor, quality as Jose's. The salsa tasted like tomato sauce. At least at Jose's, the salsa had some flavor, not a lot, but some. It's pretty sad that so far the best Mexican food that we have found in general in the Nashville area is Chuy's, which is a chain based out of, you guessed it, Texas. When I lived in Texas, I wouldn't be caught dead in Chuy's unless it was a group or I just really needed a hit of their creamy jalapeno ranch. The sad thing is, we should have just kept driving because at 6:30 p.m. on a Friday night, the place was empty. And that should have been our first sign. But we want to believe there's good Mexican food at an independent restaurant somewhere in Nashville. If you know one, please let me know in the comments below. Now, maybe this sounds like I'm a food snob. Maybe I am. But one day, while having the age-old discussion of what do you want for lunch, we stumbled into Vi's Kitchen, I'm not sure how to say that, V-U-I. Literally, right before there, we stopped into a store, and my chatty wife found out from the cashier, somehow, they went there and loved it. So we got excited. Now, this is another local chain, but we went to the location at 120 Goodview Way in Gallatin. And let's just say the cashier was dead on. It was great. I believe that cashier was at PetSmart, so thank you for that recommendation. They say they're Vietnamese, but it seems more like a healthy Vietnamese fusion kind of place to me. I had a bowl with chicken, herbs, noodles, and a chili lime sauce. Dana had wings. They weren't fried, they were grilled, but bursting with flavor. A little cold inside. It was a hot day, or it was predicted to be a hot day, and it was still warming up. So they had the AC set for the hottest part of the day. A lot of restaurants do this. Can't run over and adjust it every 5 minutes because you're busy. They did have outdoor seating, which is nice for a change. You don't see a lot of places in the Nashville area or in the South with outdoor seating because it gets kind of hot. It was so good that Dana called a friend who loves Vietnamese and told her. Not only that, but we went back the next day for lunch. And we've been back several times. Now, the time when we went back for lunch, I had the Vietnamese tacos and Dana had the bowl. Now, neither of us know what to order next time because everything was so good. Again, we've been back a few times, and every time we order something different. We have yet to find a favorite. Everything works great. Food is light, refreshing, yet filling. The staff is friendly and even seemed like they enjoyed being there. So I'd say we'd be back, but we already have multiple times, and we only found this place a couple of months ago. Other locations are at 2832 Bransford Avenue in Nashville, 1201 Liberty Pike, Suite 113 in Franklin, and 975 Main Street in Nashville, and 7238 Nolensville Road in Nolensville, Tennessee. So this is all within the Nashville area. If you're not from here, they're very, very close cities. It's kind of like blink and you'll miss them. But it's all right there. So this is all I have for you today. As we find more places to eat that are local in the Nashville area that are in the more affordable range, we'll let you know the good and the bad. Now, obviously, don't take my word for it. If you're curious, by all means go. Food is subjective, and as with everything, one man's trash is another man's treasure. If you like the original music I use in the background, you can find that on your favorite streaming app or right here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share the video. Check out our online store. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road.
Let's hit the road.